Good morning, sports better. Boy, this is day trading early in the morning here. Actually, it's a little before 7 o'clock. The reason why we have 7 o'clock is because we want to check out the odds move and the odds change with Sport Trade. Sport Trade's a betting exchange. They open up their markets at 7 o'clock. So we're going to kick things off. I'm going to jump right in and pull up the odds screens here and show you kind of what we're seeing going here. And what I can tell you is the one we've already placed a bet here, the point spread at plus 11.5 and flip, get a nice market with anytime. Excuse me, this is below 20. This is a good thing, and you have this high percentage. So this is one that we really like. We also like the comparison we have with Pinnacle Sharper Sportsbook. So this is a wager we really like, and hit this pretty hard based on a $5,000 budget. You can go into the settings and all this. So what I want to do here on these morning market reports is, again, open this up to what we're seeing with the changes that market opens relative to the Sport Trade. And it's something that will help us to kind of determine. So you can see here the change in the screen here. I apologize. This is frustrating. I'm just getting used to these tools, guys. So please bear with me. Let's do this. Share this. There we go. That's what I wanted. Again, getting used to it. So hang with me. This just opened, and so you can see here the pricing, and you can see the colors starting to pop up, because what you'll have is the red is an indicator of direction the market is going, and the green is sort of the counter to that, sort of the opposite direction. And what I mean by that is, you can see when you hover over it, just 2 minutes ago, it was minus 109. So the OddsJam algorithms, kind of a collection of all the data that they're putting together with the market making books. And so odds number, but the price is changing. The price is getting a little more expensive. It went from $109 to $113. Okay, so minus 109 to minus 113. So that sort of tells you the direction. And the reason why that's important is because you might be able to go take advantage of another line on the other side, or you might be in a position to say, hey, listen, the market's going that direction. Let's wait. Let's wait before we buy. Let's get even a better price by waiting. And usually that's what happens with dogs, right? You can see this here. You get a better price with the dog, but not that that's a bet we're going to put in, but that's just sort of an indicator here at this market report to show you kind of like how we hunt, how and why the hunt goes a certain direction. So also you want to compare is that really a better number than -3, -110, maybe, and I guess that has to do with the probability and whatnot, because if you get a little better price, that -110 is at 20 cents. Is that 20 cents of value? Okay, so this is important to know. This is kind of why I do this report, is because, taking -3, that's a different number, certainly, in the grand scheme. I don't think it's as big of a deal in college football as it is the NFL, because of the efficiency of the market. But you really want to understand, hey, not only am I getting what's the big attached to that. So you can see here how we can move through some of the point spread information and find out some of the market making books, especially relative to Sport Trade, who's going to have a lot of these odds available. And the reason why they have a lot of the best odds, because they are in exchange. And again, they're here in Colorado. So I'm going to leave the QR codes and the links to get set up. If you do get signed up there, go to the site, use Boyd ST, BOYD-ST, because that's the site code that we work together cohesively and try to support each other. So if you do get signed up in Colorado, use Boyd ST. I would appreciate it. Helps keep me. Again, down in here, you have South Florida -120, -1.5. Let's see what direction this is going at Pinnacle. Now, I use Circa a lot for my college football. True North and is hands down your NFL True North. But I think Circa Sports, who doesn't limit you as well, another major U.S. regulated sports book, which you can't get Pinnacle in the States anyway. But Pinnacle, I think, in college football, especially college football, college basketball. And you can see here the direction of the line. So it's -3. It's been going down. Okay. So again, having these tools helps you figure out what direction the market's going so you can make a determination of, hey, do I need to jump in or can I wait this out a little longer? But if you want Connecticut +3, you better move now because it's definitely kind of what the point of this whole report is, to teach you how to hunt, teach you how to read these things. And again, you may want to go get Connecticut +3, or you can sometimes, like, over at this particular book, use their scale to get that, to achieve that. Some sports books, like these guys, Rivers, you can say, yeah, I want +3, and then they'll go ahead and let you slide the scale up or down and buy that, essentially. So then you have to understand and make a determination, is okay. So again, if you know that this 2.5 is going away because the line started at 3, it's going down on the home dog. You have to understand the value of what you're buying, the value of what you're getting, and if that's a position you want to take based on all this information. So I have more sports books over here. My screen's just a little bit small for you to see those, but again, you can see this as the markets are opening up, the changes and the colors coming in. Again, another one here. We talked about Connecticut. See, you can see -10. It's going that direction as the charts had shown. So unless it reverses, that would be a little bit weird. Keep on cruising here. We're going to find some more. We're going to flip over the NFL here in a bit. I typically feel like these methods hold really, really good for the large markets, the large games. We'll look at the NFL here, have different strategies, I guess, with some smaller markets, the Idaho States versus the Eastern Washingtons. You're not going to have the volume of bets, and therefore you're going to have a little bit more market width and disparity in pricing with the sports books because there's not the volume to steer the direction of all that. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and pop over to the NFL and the point spreads and show you the NFL info relative to the point spreads here on a Wednesday. And again, Wednesdays are kind of important for the NFL because you have a lot of the injury information coming out. So you'll see a lot of changes in the markets today, tomorrow. And just strategically, what I like to do is try to get my wagers in Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I can. Certainly have some on Tuesdays. I'll go ahead and throw in just because of pricing. I don't want to miss out on maybe a favorite I know is going to go up to get that key line. But again, here you can see best odds. And again, just because it has the best odds doesn't mean you necessarily, it's just the information you need to identify the best price and the best line, and the sports book you could go achieve that at. You still have to make a determination on, is this best price at a market making book or is it at a non-market making book? So that helps me target as well. So this is a non-market making book, FLIF, right? Circa and Pinnacle kind of going up against each other here. And honestly, 7.5 and 8.5 in the big scheme of things is not really a key number in the NFL. It looks disparaging in price, but really that probability is not as strong as here, are definitely more key than these numbers relative to probability and how the scoring and things goes in the NFL. So again, understanding the markets, understanding what you're trying to be sold. And if you look at it from the position of what the sports books need/want, you can help yourself, figure out what they're trying to do. This is an interesting. We get the Eagles at -2. That line has gone up, from -110 to -112. So that shows me that that line is definitely going towards the Eagles on the money line or on the spread. So therefore, the money line pricing should probably change, compare to see if it's all being relative. If this is here's the money line info, and is this correlated and moving together? And you're also going to want to understand on the money line side of things, the value of what it should be. So if the line is -2, is this money line lined up at the -130, 135, and things like that? If it's -140, this is a higher price. You shouldn't be paying that. You don't go here and buy that price, because you certainly can go here and get 15 cents better. So again, the concept is, do you want to spend $125 or $140 for the same thing, the same asset, the same investment? Why would you pay more if you don't have to? And that's the concept of OddsJam, is using these tools. The concept to a sport trade is also to allow you some flexibility to get in and out of trades. It's awesome during the game. Unlike other sports books where they offer it if they want you to buy it out, because they want you to get out of it, or they take it off the table for you to get out of your wager because they know they're in a better position, or vice versa. But my point is, with sport trade, you can buy and sell that game during the course of the game at any point in time, and as long as they have the liquidity, which they've never had a shortage of liquidity, it's awesome. You can get in and out of trades. And it's in baseball. I use it a lot because maybe after the first 5 innings, if things haven't gone well, you can kind of tell what's going to happen, right? It's the writing on the wall. So anyway, just wanted to point some of those things out, and use this tool. The last thing, MLB. And we're going to targets here more than likely tomorrow on Thursday, because again, I use this information to kind of keep notes, keep track, and kind of figure out a betting plan, so to speak, a game plan. So we have a game going on today here with Houston and Texas. I like to look. Here's a little tip that has worked really well for me during MLB. Is I like to look at the first half money line, get some direction and price direction on this. 80% of the games in MLB, if the team is up after the 5th inning, they have continued to win the game outright. Now, obviously, 20% of that has not changed the direction, right? Bullpen screws it up, other team comes back, things like that. But it's almost like if you can identify the first half money line and find value here and find an indicator here, you can also double down, play the full game. And if you're a sport, you can get in, and if things are going well, you can hedge and use that as a day trading tool for your MLB. So here we go on this one. This is tomorrow. You have -121 to -120. So it's telling me right now that first half money line are that's the direction the market's going. I would imagine tomorrow, if we look at this, these lines are going to be up in the -130s and kind of following suit with these guys. They're already ahead and pricing it heavy, because they're probably getting a lot of money and a lot of wagers coming up on Philadelphia. But let's quickly look here to the because the relativity with that first half. Come on, I just want to take a quick look. No movement yet. Load up the charts and see if it's -125 up to -131. So it's also going that direction. So, here we go. Perfect time. You can see it. Yeah, that's also going up. It's a tiny tick, 131 to 132. So it's going that direction. And this may be a good price. A sport trade at -127 currently. So that'd be one that I want to get ahead of the game and place even before tomorrow's game, because that looks like that would be something to consider. And again, if you get to the fifth inning and if things aren't going well for Philly, then you can cash out and at least salvage some of your investment versus some of the other sports books. You cannot do that. So food for thought. I wanted to go through one more tab, I guess, if you will. And again, just explain some of the tools here at OddsJam. We'll be getting into a lot more of the picks and the actual selections. But my main thing is I want to show you how these tools work, because everyone's different. Everyone's going to have a different set of sports books. But I guess I want to kind of review again what I'm looking for, what I'm targeting here on the positive EV page. There's more tools to use for OddsJam relative to the arbitrage page, the low hold page, all the other information. You can extract the information from in the markets. But what I like to do with the positive EV page is, let's review this again. Edge is huge. So obviously that's very cool. The percentage, that's like the savings. Let's say the wife goes to the mall and she saves 60% on everything she purchased. Well, the good news is she saves 60%. The bad news is it could be all shit. It could be all just junk. So even though you save 60%, was it really a good deal? Just because you had an edge, but it didn't work out on the wager, this doesn't really mean a lot, other than the fact that you would have paid less for that asset. You'd have paid less to lose, right? The flip side of things, you're also paying less to get more because you're getting a value edge. Now, what I like to do, this is just me and my parameters. This is, you do what you do. But again, in the settings, you can set all this up to where I don't have any odds, I think, above the 160. So this is kind of my max and cap. Even I don't even like to go to the 160. I'm a pretty conservative gambler, if that makes sense. But this market width, I like to see it close to 20 now. It's a little bit of a conundrum here because this 3.88% edge is huge, right? And it's also going up against Pinnacle. So I like this bet. The little piece of this that I don't care for is this market width is 24. The market width, if you'll just remember, that market width is sort of like the confidence level that the books have in their pricing. And so the lower this number, the lower the market width. So like 16, obviously better, especially on a mainline bet, like a total up against Pinnacle. I really like this bet right here, this under in the Stanford game. So we would actually hit this bet. You'd have a 2.14% edge. We'd put 110 in there, under 54. I like that bet. That's a solid bet for a lot of fundamental reasons, using these tools. And it has the market edge above 2%, which, again, the higher the better. So it'd be nice if it was just a tiny bit higher. It has it's above 2%. Again, the higher the better. So if it was 2.5 or even higher, I'd even be more excited. Maybe put a little bit more down than this recommended Kelly criterion, $110. I like it's a mainline bet because that holds true with a lot of the information of how I search. I like it's a 16 because that's a low number. This is also another good one. Again, this is a little bit less valuable in my mind just because I've already placed it. You can see I've already hit that bet with a green check. But it has the market width under 20. Certainly, again, the lower the better. And I go up against these guys who are kind of heads. So these, for all those reasons, are really why I like those wagers. When I see one that sometimes you'll see some that are kind of going head to head. You might have Pinnacle going up against Circa, and it's like the two titans fighting each other, right? I mean, you don't really know which way it could go either way, really. But when you have some opportunities where you have a market making book going up against these guys, you like your chances because, again, you can open this bet up and get a little bit more information by tapping onto that link, and it's going to open up to compare with the other books, so you can see how much of an outlier price this is. So here you're at plus 105. Here, I don't know, you're about 12 cents better. You're about 12 cents better than the average odds. That's cool. Also, my philosophy is these guys, sharpest sportsbook in the world, why are they giving the best pricing, even though that has some lower juice. Why are they giving the best pricing for people to come hit them? So this to me is a really good bet as well, um, because of those reasons. You have an outlier price with a non-market making book, a publicly hit book going up against these guys, and the pricing is such you're getting, they're saying this should be at minus 108. This seems to be mispriced. So therefore we would hit that bet. We would add this to our bet tracker. We go over to Rivers and put in $45 on that first quarter Green Bay wager. So that's how you would do it. So I'm gonna kind of wrap things up because I don't want to make these too awful long. I've been going for quite some time, and I just kind of want to break this in to strategically show you how to hunt. How to use this data, how to use these tools, why and where you would put these wagers in your markets. And so we'll kind of wrap it up from there. Again, I go in the afternoons and more pricing. So that's a way to go. And hopefully you get a lot of value out of this. Again, if you go to OddsJam, you make sure you use Boyd20, BOYD20, and you get signed up at OddsJam because that's going to get you 20% off your first 2 months. I also do a Zoom call if you want to do a quick Zoom call or a Google Meet call, just to kind of talk about your scenario, your state, your location, help you set up your settings with OddsJam so you can structure. Maybe you're doing more player prop bets. I do a lot of mainline markets, mainline bets, as you can see. But if you're doing other things in other markets, other areas, I want to kind of help you with that setup and kind of structure that so you have sort of a betting plan and a game plan. Also in Colorado, I'm here in Denver, so Colorado opened up a Sporttrade first part of September. Go to Sporttrade, get an account. It's an app. It's on your phone. It's not available on the laptop. So go to the phone. Make sure you use Boyd ST, BOYD-ST for Sporttrade. So Boyd ST is going to get you signed up, get you going. And it helps me out on the channel here just to kind of keep support of more abilities to do content to help share and help you guys make money, to identify how to make money in the sports betting market. It's all math. And this is all math using the tools so that you don't have to know a shortstop from the left tackle. But hopefully that was very helpful. And again, we'll be back tomorrow morning with the market opening up just prior to 7 a.m. So appreciate you stopping by. Let's go make some mathematical money.